I need to turn on mic. I need to turn on my cam. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 54. I'm of course VIP, and with me I'm joined by these amazing players, the people in the chat, and my plushies as well. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to something that is not Home Story Cup. We've been covering the Home Story Cup B stream over the past 2 days, and Home Story Cup is later tonight, the playoffs and the finals, and day 3 is going to be taking place in a couple of hours. Until then, we're live with the Sparkling Tuna Cup, our weekly open tournament, weekly open bracket. And here we go, spawning in the top left hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our orange Terran player representing Team Hyper 1 from the land of South Korea, living in the land of Japan. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the green Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Gref. The Cannon Rusher himself. It's going to be a short one, Papi, because we're going across map with not just one probe, but with a second probe as well. The Cannon Rush is upon us. If you are unfamiliar with Gref, he is a Protoss player from the land of Ukraine, and he does nothing but Cannon Rush. It's going to be a short series. It's one way or another the game is about to end, as we do see the pylon wall off already here on the low ground. HonMonO did wall off on the high ground. He does have a secure position here with his depot. SCV on low ground just keeping an eye on things. Cannon soon about to be thrown down, but HonMonO again just making sure that there is no high ground vision. I say that the first cannon is on the way. Cannons in production, likewise bunker on the horizon here for HonMonO. Additional pylons going for the proxy gateway. Okay, 2 cannons and a gateway here at a Gref. Also have to fix up some settings here for observing, but it's all good. We'll fix them up. Regardless, we do see HonMonO does preserve that SCV, does keep it alive, does send it away. Meanwhile, some damage already being dealt to the initial cannon. We fall back. Oh, and we do barely finish that bunker. Bunker does complete, SCV backs off, and we can repair, we can shut this down. The bunker is within range of the cannon, but we can repair without the SCVs being under threat. So we can top the bunker up, the cannon will eventually fall. We have a backup cannon on the left hand side. The wall has been broken, and again, there are layers to this. The cannon gets shut down, but we have a gateway on the way back at home. Additional gases soon to be taken. I imagine going for a cyber core into a robo, but this proxy is taking some time to really get going, and HonMonO, he's holding. HonMonO is holding on, laying siege upon the pylon. The pylon is under fire, should be going down. We at least have some backup pylons here in the back line, 2 cannons and a gateway. Cybercore now on the way back at home. And I imagine we're going to be throwing down either a Robo or a Stargate. Void Ray production or Immortals, one or the other. One will be on the horizon here. And meanwhile, HonMonO, he's chilling. I mean, we have our bunkers, we have Marines, factories now on the way to get into cyclones or even into tank production. I believe leaning towards tanks with a tech lab and factory. Speaking of, there it is. Tech lab's on the way. Tank production should be on the horizon here for HonMonO. Meanwhile, we spoke about the potential proxy, and it's going to be the Stargate. Stargate is now on the way, but again, this proxy Stargate is quite delayed because of the delayed gases, delayed cybercore. Everything was just postponed because of the cannon rush. Cannon rush was a little bit less successful. As a result, we have plenty of time to prepare here for that eventual scratch. We're expanding! We're expanding across the map, taking the natural base of HonMonO. Let's go! Okay, I'm here for it. I am ready for it. Void Rays in production. No shield batteries, bear that in mind. No shield batteries on the low ground. Will lessen the impact of this Void Ray. Tank soon to arrive. Now, the reason why we want a tank is the tank will lay siege upon this setup from the high ground. We can reach the cannons, even reach the Nexus from this position here on the left-hand side. Now, in saying that, the Void Ray will be able to lay siege upon the tank as well, but that's where the Vikings come into play. Yeah, already within range of the first cannon. Cannon will fall. Bunker is done. A Void Ray can go ham on at least this depot. And boys are being pulled to repair to barely keep it alive. Likewise, the other depot as well. Prismatic alignment runs out. Marines, they get a couple of hits in. But shield batteries are finishing. We have the Nexus now. The purpose of this Nexus is not really to mine. I mean, we can mine, sure, but it's to overcharge. You know, with a proxy Nexus, we can overcharge a shield battery, which means we have requires a little more firepower here, or a little more sustain with the proxy Void Ray. Fleet Beacon on the way for Tempest production. Okay. Tempest on the horizon. Ooh. Vikings almost overextend. They do deal some hull damage to the Void Ray. So there we go. Tempest is in production. Additional Vikings are amassing. Vikings are amassing. We're up to 4, soon to be 5 Vikings. I mean, we have plenty of Vikings here. This army can't really threaten us, but the Tempest can. You know, Tempest with their extended range are going to be able to pick away at the Vikings, the depots, the tank. Ooh. Void Ray takes a lot of hits, but the Tempest does reign supreme. As I say, that gateway does fall. And it's going to take a while for the Tempest count to really get high enough. Tempest does take a bit of hull damage. Shuts down one of the voids. The Void Ray overextends. Took down 2 Vikings in the process. Not sure if that was quite worth it. Now the Tempest is on its own. It's on its own, but the second Tempest is about to pop out. It is on the way. We did just overcharge, and the Tempest falls. Still down to 1 Tempest. That's all we have. Oh my god. Yeah, that's all we do have. As we do drag the army within range of the cannons. Okay, we shave off some of those Vikings. Not bad. Just baiting the army in. 4 more shield batteries on the way. Now a second Tempest. We're building up. Is there a world? I mean, look at the units tab. 6 Vikings here for HonMonO, but a lot of them are softened up. Ooh, another Viking goes down. Down to 5. And if we can somehow maintain control of the Viking counts, as ooh, we almost get 1 more. Yeah, we do. Just maintain control. We can build up as a 3rd Tempest is building up. Uh-oh. Now we've reached a stage. We have 3 Tempests. We can be a little bit more cavalier here with how we move out. Overcharge is now available again. Tank is getting some hits in, but we may opt to soon focus it down. As the tank is being quite a nuisance. Yep, there we go. Tank takes some hits. Ooh, tank falls. Low ground is safe and sound. We're now down to 6 Vikings. Soon to be 8. The Viking count is building up. Oh my god. Almost overextending. We now have 3 Tempests, getting up to 4. HonMonO across the map, going for an eBay block, just ensuring that there's no expansion. I mean, we already have an expansion, to be fair. You can always try to recall and may not over. So salvage on the bunkers. Oh god, we need to be careful with the rally. we need to be careful, very careful with the rally. 8 Vikings. Shield batteries are encroaching. HonMonO is still stuck in one base. He could try to sneak out a ninja. We could try to float up the CC and take another expansion. Speaking of, there we go. He's floating over. He's floating over to the right-hand side, taking that ninja base. Vikings still amassing. Again, double starport production, making 3 Vikings at a time. Up to 10 Vikings. We're going for a base trade. I love this. We're going across the map. We can land here on the base in the mineral line. At the same time, these Tempests, they need to keep pushing. Revelation does confirm that the army is missing. We should be aware. We can recall. Gref, he could try to recall to safety. Yeah, he's evacuating. He knows. He knows something's wrong. Doesn't have energy for a recall. He's trying to get the hell out of here. The Vikings, they land. Ooh, 9 probes go down in an instant. And workers do fall. I apologize for the camera movement. I'll fix the settings after this. Tempest now laying siege on the main base. At the same time, Vikings going ham. We have a ninja base elsewhere out on the map as we need to keep an SCV alive. And we have that ninja base on the right as well. But when it came to the production, when it came to the starports, starports are going to be going down. Tempest are racing back home. Probes did main out over. They survived. But are we overextending? Here come the Vikings. Tempest, we're going to get out of here. Yeah, okay, we pull back. We're pulling back, realize that we are in danger. We did shut down one of those starports. Vikings, ooh, don't quite get in. Get the revelation. Revelation does go off. Meanwhile, across the map, the base survived. Nexus is still up and running. Ooh, more Vikings going down, and Gref. We're doing it. We're down to 7 Vikings. Down to 6. Oh, GG. GG gets called, and Gref will take game number 1. Oh my god. GG, well played. 1 minute, let me just quickly fix up the settings here for observing. We're good to go. But GG, well played. Gref does take a lead here in the series. The cannon rush was not so successful, but the follow-up, the Tempest, that was, I mean, the initial Tempest did go down the Void Ray as well, but we eventually were able to build up. We had enough stack defense on the low ground to sustain, to keep us going, and to build it up. And with that, we're getting into our next game. We're getting ready for game number 2. Does it all end here, or can we bounce back? Let's go. Let us go. A wild ton of events. Again, HonMonO, he is one of the stronger, if not the strongest Terran player in the bracket. I mean, I say that. HonMonO and Nickrat. HonMonO and Nickrat, they are the 2 Terrans that typically go for deeper runs in our tournament series in Sparkling Tuna Cup. And HonMonO already down in the first round. Can he bounce back? The pressure is on. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have our South Korean Terran player, the Orange Terran, representing Team Hyper 1, living the land of Japan. Down in this series, can he bounce back? It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Ukrainian Protoss player, the Green Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. The Cannon Rusher himself, once again, I imagine setting up for a forge. It is Gref. Let's go. Probe is being sent out, Pylon about to finish up, and there it is, and there's the forge. As we mentioned before, Gref does one thing, and one thing only, and that is Cannon Rush. Now, he has other variations of Cannon Rush, right? He can try to Cannon Rush your mineral line and get behind the natural base. We could try to go from the proxy into Void Ray, into Robo. Like, there are different, like, facets of Cannon Rush, but the Probe does get in. The Probe gets in. We're going for the mineral line, and we're going behind that, or behind those workers. First pylon under fire. The Probe doesn't quite commit. Going for the gas. Let's go. Second Probe has arrived. Pylon is cancelled. We do have a setup on the low ground. And it looks like we may even get some high ground vision as well. Okay, going for the pylon. Ugh, things looking awkward here. Bunker's on the way, but this bunker won't quite be within range of the cannon. Yeah, this pylon does kind of, in a sense, body block the bunker. Has to be thrown out further back. Cannons on the way. Gateway as well. Additional cannons. Ooh, not quite thrown down. Up. Ooh, there we go. Second cannon has been thrown down. Probes barely do back off. They do survive. Now we do have to focus on this high ground pylon. We have to make sure that ensure there is no high ground vision. Cannons are finishing. And the pylon is going to go down. Whew. Pylon does fall. You can see Gref, he's on hold position here at the ramp, barely giving himself high ground vision and barely out of range of the bunkers. Bunkers are being denied. Bunkers are being cancelled. The Deepers are under fire, and Gref, he's pulling this off. A much more successful cannon rush this time. Knocking down the front door. Ooh, as looks like we may have some latency issues. Gref is asking for a pause. And again, I would assume that this is not like malicious in any way. But it looks like something might be occurring. So hopefully everything's okay. Especially considering where Gref is. That's it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, as we are going to be settling in. And again, once any issues are resolved, we can jump back into our second game. But things are looking good. Things are looking very good here for Gref. Oh, there we go. Looks like he is ready to unpause. And we'll wait for HonMonO to be ready as well. But yeah, things are looking dire for HonMonO. Like, his initial depots are falling one after the other. The bunker Was denied earlier. And oh, okay. There we go. We're good to go. We are good to go back in. Okay, we do have a second bunker further back. Meanwhile, the factory and the tech lab are safe and sound, so we're going to be able to get into our tank production. Tank going to be on the way. Meanwhile, we stole the gas earlier. That's actually impactful here, as HonMonO is stuck on one base. Is stuck on one base, and the shield battery, sorry, the gas geyser is being cleaned up. Starport on the way. We don't quite have the gas for it, but HonMonO will eventually make a tank. And from here, we can go for the Cybercore. Yeah, we're taking extra gas as Cybercore has been thrown down. Gref can once again go for a Stargate. Things are looking a lot stronger here for Gref this time. HonMonO still struggling to even saturate on one base. Making as many workers as he can. Yes, there we go. Once again, we're going for the Nexus. Now, as we mentioned before, this Nexus does have a purpose. The purpose is going to be to allow ourselves to overcharge. We saw it come into play in the last game. I see Easy Fuel in the chat talking about taking the natural base. Like, there is actual like purpose for it. We saw it come into play. It did help keep the Tempest and the Void Rays alive because we had overcharges for the shield batteries. Speaking of, shield battery is on the way. Alongside the Nexus, we will have the overcharge. Oh boy. We go. As we do have the fleet beacon already in production here for Gref, this time a lot faster. A much cleaner transition here from Gref into the fleet beacon, into the Tempest. One of the cannons is under fire, the tank going ham, getting into Viking production immediately. Yeah, reactoring out those Vikings. Void Ray has arrived. Chat, Gref, he's an animal. He is. So is HonMonO. Like, they're both animals, Papi. They're both animals. It's beautiful. As the tank is gaining ground, we got a cannon. We're now getting a second cannon as well. Void Ray staying back. But the Tempest is almost, it's getting there. Almost halfway done. As the tank now within range of the gateway. And HonMonO is slowly breaking out, getting up towards how many Vikings? 4, soon to be 5 and 6 Vikings. That Viking count getting quite high, even going for a Cyclone. Okay, but now we have one Tempest. Now we have the first Tempest. We can chip away at the army. Ooh. Be very careful here. How we do want to approach this. We have 4 shield batteries in the back line. Soon to have that overcharge available. Tempest getting some extra hits in, and oh, do we get the? We do. We get a Viking. First Viking goes down. Important pick off here. Now we're up to 2 Tempests. Oh, with 2 Tempests, yeah, we can have just a stronger stance here on the low ground. Another Viking falls. A Cyclone as well. Things looking dire. Now that we've built up to 2 Tempests, like, we can just bully the army back. As we can see here, another Viking. And we can't engage. How can we? Overcharge is popped. Keeping the Tempest topped up. Now the overcharge is running out, and that will leave these Tempests a little bit more vulnerable until the next overcharge. Shield batteries are running out of energy as well. Tempest almost, sorry, Viking almost overextends. And more shield batteries, more cannons on the way. That was how many? That was 3 Vikings. Catch the bunker. Within range of the factory. Vikings coming in. Ooh, late reaction out of Gref. And Void Ray goes down. That was a delayed reaction there. Or delayed pullback, I should say. And that's kind of what HonMonO is hoping for. He's hoping that he can catch Gref unawares. Catch him overextending. We're up to how many? 8 Vikings. But now we're on 3 Tempest. Additional cannons, additional shield batteries. Again, we're just encroaching upon the main base of HonMonO. Up, we're going in. Oh, we go for the dive. Don't quite catch the Tempest. Oh yeah, but we're on 10 Vikings. Now down to 9. 9 Vikings. Widowmine just gonna be waddling in. Let's go. Widowmine does waddle in. We're built up towards 5 Tempests. And we have an overcharge. So basically, whenever these Vikings commit and whenever they dive in, we will have an overcharge available. With the Nexus, it has reset to keep the Tempest alive. But we have to try to bait it out. Basically, we have to try to bait it out. We're going in. Oh, we do go in. 1 Tempest falls. Late overcharge there out of Gref. Didn't pop it off. But now we have the revelation. Those curious. Tempest, they shoot farther than they can see. They do have a longer range, and with the revelation, yeah, they have eyes on this. Oh my god, from across the screen. Yeah, the revelation is so invaluable here to Gref. Waiting for the next revelation. Meanwhile, we've built up towards once again 10 Vikings. Up. Oracle goes down. Not a bad pickup. Goes down, overcharges popped. Ooh, more Tempest falling. We have to make use of this overcharge. It's about to run out. And can we get the tank? Not quite. Oh, we can. Yeah, the tank does fall. Vikings moving in. Tempest is saved. Now we're down to 6 Vikings. Oof. Still making 2 at a time. Still rebuilding. But that Tempest count is just getting higher and higher. Up! Can we get 1? We can! We get 1 Tempest, but at this point, it may just be too late. 5 Vikings here for HonMonO. The Vikings swiping away on the low ground. GG. Gref will take the series 2-0, taking down HonMonO. GG. Oh my god. Gref, the cannon rusher himself, he does it again. Both in game 1 and game 2. Now, game 1 was closer. Game 1 was HonMonO. He was able to have a fighting chance, able to slow down the cannon rush, able to get some momentum ahead of time, snipe the initial Void Ray, build up a Viking count, and go for the base trade, and even get a ninja base as well. But here in game 2, it was a much cleaner cannon rush from Gref. He was able to deny the bunker from getting within range of the first cannon. He was able to even get vision on the high ground and force the bunker further back. Like, it was a much more successful execution this time out of Gref. Much more cleaner and much more dominant. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Gref as he does take the series. And with that, we are getting ready to follow Gref into the next round. Oh boy.